Otaku Logan, and I am joined by Indigo, and this is the fourth round of the 39th season of Premier 7 Gaming Leagues in the PlayStation Formula 2 division. And this is the lovely Audi Shanghai International Circuit, which has played host to Formula 1 for 21 years. I can't wait to get racing, can you, Indigo?
No, can't wait as well. Chinese Grand Prix, of course, which has seen some good racing in its past history. I think it became the 1000th GP in 2019, but obviously it wasn't specifically a good race. The only thing we really saw was the two Toro Rossos and McLaren crash. That was probably about it. But
the Mercedes double stack going to perfection. They pit Hamilton or Bottas. I can't remember. I think it was Hamilton because he won that, and Bottas is right behind, but he didn't have to stop because they were that quick on the buzzer and far away. So they got to do a double stack without actually really double stacking. No time was lost, and I think they got a 1-2 from it. But that's not really the the track's fault. That's what happens in Formula 1. If you have the better car, if there's a big gap in performance and you have the better car, it's probably going to be a long slog. And not really good CV, but that's the nature of the sport. We've known that for many, 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 many years, but we still watch it. Why? Because we love to watch cars go round in circles. Speaking of that, they're all coming around right now, as you can see the buildings in the background. They weren't there many years ago. How quick Chinese efficient building standards are. I hope.
We've got Tallis, the first one, who is out on the circuit. Then let's see how he does. Of course, the man that took pole around last week at the Singapore Grand Prix, or Spa, sorry. Let me get myself awake, of course. But here we are then with the DRS wide open as Tallis is taking the right-hand side to avoid the bumps as we flick our way now down in towards turn 1. You can see that no brake application applied because he's let the engine do the braking as it's rotated in towards turn 1 and turn 2. Now coming towards turn 3 and turn 4 gingerly. Pick up the throttle. Very easy to lose the car on traction. Now coming towards turn 5. A flat-out kick, of course. No problems through there. Heading towards turn 6. On the brakes we go. Into third gear. Locks up. Goes out wide. And gets back on the throttle there. So maybe just needs to adjust his braking going in towards turn 6 there. Now coming towards the high-speed section of turn 7. In towards turn 8. You can see him taking a wide angle to get a really good run out here as we make our way now towards the double left-hander. We go in fourth gear, then just carrying the speed, get on the throttle as soon as the car rotated. Some people do have problems with the curb on the outside. Now coming towards the slow part of the track, coming towards this slow section here. As you can see, the back end of the car is slightly complaining just a bit there. Coming in towards turn number 13 we go. This dip in this left-hander can be very difficult, especially in the race. Be very patient with the throttle. Now back on full throttle with the DRS wide open then. As you can see, gaining speed, open about 325 kilometers an hour. Hard the brakes once again, down towards third gear, hitting the apex, but goes a bit wide on the corner there. You can see him just sliding as we exit the turn 14 hairpin. As now coming towards the final corner we go. Let's see how it takes. It can be very difficult indeed. DRS wide open again. It's going to be a 30.2 or 0.
130.096 for Tatles, which is immediately crushed by Fraser's 129.898. As they come through, we have got Lucas up there with a 9.22. Lawrence on a for only 17 drivers tonight, I have to mention. Quite a dip from last week, which I think we had a full grid. I can't remember. Oh, and my Discord has problems. No, it's not. It's fine. Just too late. Apparently, Evan Nye is in the wrong car, I'm afraid. Is he? No, he's not. He's not in the wrong car. Let me check.
He's in the Mercedes. He's in the Mercedes. He's in the right car. So he was in the Mercedes for the whole season. He should be in the right car.
Yeah, he is in the right car. Thank goodness. Because he joined late.
We've got Tom across the line, goes up into P12, just behind. In fact, he sets the exact same time as Zane there. So both of them on the exact same time, of course. But these are bank laps, so obviously everybody just want to get a marker on the board, just get a reference point, get a feel for the track as well. So hopefully these guys will have much better lap times. Of course, the qualifier session, my bad there. Just trying to get my voice ready and prepared for this race and qualified, of course. But so far, it's Fraser on top. I do believe Fraser No, it was Finley, sorry. It was the other person beginning with F. It was Finley who won the
Fraser.
Belgian Grand Prix because Fraser picked up a 3-second penalty which demoted him off the podium, as Finley was the one that won Yanil in P2, Hazara P3, Alex Marciano in P4, and Tales in P5.
Yeah, Fraser had a penalty. But yeah, it was Finley that won last week ahead of Yanil and Azara. Brian Eamers had a 5-second penalty for a collision, so he went out of the points and finished in 13th. His 8th place spot would not push everyone up, though, for the points, because Evan Nye got a 3-second time penalty removed, so he gets the 8th place. Everyone else stays where they are in the points. Well, the only things that move, I believe, are Christian and Nico. They move up 1 place because of Brian Eamers being demoted to 13th. Only Finley on the track.
Christian is here, but unfortunately Nico Rassenberg isn't, so the young German driver will sit out for this race. But Brian Eamers, I think, who qualified in second place, just dropped down the order dramatically, because I remember in the early stages of that race, I wasn't here, but I watched it back, he was leading the Grand Prix, then kept pushed and pushed down then, so it looks like Brian Eamers didn't have the race pace, did he, to compete with the rest of them. Let's see what he does here in China tonight. Currently sat in P7 with a 30.108 in the 7th place there. The Haasman is starting to get better and better, but just started to still pick those penalties up, which is cost him indeed. Finley is on a lap time, of course, X2 turn 4, so let's see what the Aston Martin does. But both Aston Martins looking very strong as well during the course of this season, so watch out for them, because they've been very strong so far. Can they keep it up with Finley and Fraser in the lineup, as Finley is currently coming towards turn 7, I believe it is now.
Through Finley, yes. He's coming through the middle sector right now. It's important you get your lines right in these corners, otherwise you're going to lose some valuable time. In the Aston Martin, which hasn't gone much of a change for next season's game, which is the 2025 game, I do believe there's some black on the side pods now. So I honestly preferred it just being green. It's fine as it is. Or maybe green and blue like the Aramco logo. It doesn't really fit on the car, the Aramco gradient on the rear wing, but that's my opinion. And he's coming through the hairpin. This is where mistakes can easily be made and time can be easily won or lost. To the final corner, Finley can easily get wide in that final corner, just like what the driver behind did. He only manages 10th, but of course, long way to go, 10 minutes left. Let's see if he can get up further up the order in them final 10 minutes.
So we've got Tales, we've got Fraser currently on a flying lap. They're headed down towards turn 6, both of them. So let's see how they do on their current flying laps. Fraser is slightly down in the first sector by 1100ths of a second. Meanwhile, Tales in the Alpine has a bit of a wobble on going out turn 6. It looks like they're both struggling for traction. It is a very difficult track with the low grip surface. The tyres overheated as well, so not really ideal for the drivers here around this circuit. Not really a favourite circuit for all these drivers, so I think a lot of them will be struggling here tonight. But who has the setup to gel well with the circuit? Fraser, though, does find a little bit of time in the middle sector by 6,000ths of a second there. I'm not quite sure what Tales did in the middle sector as he came through very quickly indeed. So they're both heading on the back straight there, with Fraser using the ERS he has left in his battery, with the DRS wide open now as he opens up the flap in the rear wing, approaching about 325 kilometers an hour. Not really much high speed there as you need the downforce in the middle sector. But look at that, very aggressive turning going in towards the hairpin right there. Gets on the throttle, no signs of the rear stepping out for Fraser. Can he hook up this final corner in 5th gear? Rise the curb, use the exit as well very nicely. As he crosses the line now, he extends that margin by 29.7. Here comes Tales. Tales goes up into P3 in the Alpine.
I accidentally had the camera on the wrong car. Whoops! I should be sacked as a cameraman and stick to commentary. Nico coming... No, not Nico, sorry. Escreet's coming to the line, and Lucas, well, maybe I should have kept tabs on him now. He goes to the top of 129.67. This guy has just joined. No, he's not. He competed in the second round and finished 17th. This guy has come to the top all of a sudden. But of course, still 8 minutes to go. That may fall soon as I believe Yanil's gone to 5th. Christian there in 6th place. Cipolla in 11th, still on a lap. The two Mercedes need to get out the order. They're 13th and 15th, and Leon Rolf and Slash are yet to set a time and are still on the pit lane.
Lawrence in the Sauber in the kick Sauber goes up to P2 there, so that's a very decent lap time there from the Sauber boy who won, of course, the opening race of the season in Bahrain when he never led a lap until the final lap of the Grand Prix when he overtook his teammate down at turn 4. Currently the championship leader, as Lawrence has the championship lead by 27 points, 5 points ahead of Tales and Hazard. That's the top 3 in the championship if you want to run down the championship standings there.
Yes, so Lawrence is on 27. Hazara is second with 22. Tales also on second with 22, but because Hazara has 2 podiums, second and a third, 2 tails alone, third place finish podium, he is in second place. That graphic is incorrect. I should correct you. Also incorrect is Yanel. He's listed as 5th. He should be 4th. He's tied on 21 points with Fraser, but because he had better results, Yanel will be in 4th. We do apologise for that error. Christian in 6th for 16. Finley also in 7th for 16, and they both have a win to their name, but because Christian has 2 11th place finishes, and Finley has a 15th place finish as his next best finish, crazy, right? Christian is ahead. Evan Nye is in 8th for 12. Jude with 11, which was in the first race, and he's not scored since. Got a win and pole position. No, he got 3rd place and the pole position. And 10th is Marciano with 8. So 4th place finish.
Quite disappointing, must be said, for the likes of Christian and Jude because they were very strong at certain points of the track. Christian had a fantastic race back in Brazil. He was constantly fighting in Brazil with the likes of Tales and Jude as well. Also, in the first race of the season, really having a strong start until he had a DNF and a DNS in Brazil and Belgium as well. So their season has been struggling so far. Nobody has really been consistent in terms of the results here, as they've all had their own struggles, they've all had their highs and the lows throughout the whole season. So it's been mixed and matched in terms of the drivers here in the pecking order. But so far, Lucas is on pole with a 29.6 there. Very good lap indeed, with Lawrence and P2, the championship leader, who won the first race and finished in 5th and 7th in Brazil and in Belgium as well. We've got third place is Fraser. The two Aston Martins have had a strong showing. I remember them having a battle back in Brazil. It was quite intense as well between those two. And also back in Belgium, because one of them had a penalty and the other one didn't. And the other Aston Martin, I think, of Finley, who won the Belgian Grand Prix. Do you know what? That's going to confuse between Fraser and Finley there with those two, just confusing me. But yeah, I saw the same thing. Was that a Slash?
Yeah, Slash was sliding around. I should cut you in, because this is only a 9-round season, we're almost at the halfway point. Every point counts this season. A shortened season, I think it might be lengthened because I don't hear anything about the game being released in May. So yeah, I should mention that. Also, we didn't do the constructors round. I should mention, Sauber, of all teams, are in the lead of 49. Aston Martin on 37 as Slash comes in. He's abandoned his lap. I believe his hour's also on a lap. Aston Martin are on 37. Alpine on 22, despite not even having a podium. All the points have... Actually, no, it's not all the points. That's just the list of top result there, regardless of who it is. They're on 22. Williams are on 21. McLaren 16. Mercedes also on 16, but of course McLaren's only points finish has been a win in Brazil, and they have the same amount of points as Mercedes, who haven't had a podium. VCARB 14, Ferrari on 10, and Haas on 7, with Red Bull also on 7. Red Bull at the bottom of the table. Is it 2005 again?
Yeah, Red Bull, unfortunately. Red Bull, unfortunately, not having a strong showing here in F2, but they do have a van in P5 then, so hopefully Red Bull season gets underway now. But like you said, it's a short season. No mistakes can be afforded from any drivers. Now is the time to stop making mistakes and try and get on with it and try and collect the best possible results, because in the championship standings, it's quite close still. But now you can't afford to make any mistakes and try and put the past behind you, try and focus on the future, try and focus on what's ahead of you now, and just leave those mistakes behind as much as you can. I know it's easy to make mistakes around here in China as well, being a low grip surface and the curves can catch you out. I do believe we've got a few people on the flying lap, including Yanil and Christie. Christie's 2 tenths down in the middle sector, and he's also invalidated as well. So I believe Yanil is out there. ILT, Brian Emmers, and Diogo Silva
he can get a lap in.
The session.
He's got time.
Though.
Yeah, he's got one time. Might as well send it. If he gets pole position, this will be the greatest lap ever. I don't care what you say. I don't think he's going to run. I think he's not too bothered. I think he knows he's going to be starting near the back. Diogo Silva is supposed to be a Ferrari. Now, has he spawned as a Ferrari? Yes, he has. He could get in. I think he might be making his way out. I don't see him making his way out. Finley's retired from the session. He's not going to do another lap. He's stuck in the pit lane. Is Christian going to make it out? Not Christian. Why do I keep calling it? Diogo Silva. I think he's trying to get out. Is he? Because I can't see him making any attempt, or has he decided not to run? I think he may have decided not to run. He's got no time. Yeah, he's not going to make it at this rate because he would have to... You'd be getting out by now. Zane's also tired.
I think we've got everybody out on the circuit there, except Diogo Silva, who needs to apply a set to get out. But however, whilst Diogo Silva was joining, Brian Emmers and Yanil tried to do a flying lap. Brian Emmers went off the track in the final corner. So did Yanil. But you're nearly validated. Now, Slash, the only driver, or one of the 3 drivers who have a set lap time, is currently out there on the circuit then. So hopefully this lap will count. Otherwise, it will start towards the back end of the field. It's too late for Diogo Silva. He will not get a flying lap, so he'll start down in 18th place. But this is crucial for Slash as he makes his way down towards turn 5 and turn 6. A 23.6 in the first set as he really rides the curb in turn 6 there, as he gets back in the throttle as well. Very aggressive through that part of the track, but trying to utilize every single part of the racetrack as he makes his way now towards turn 7 and turn 8 we go, having a nice release to carry the speed through as he uses lots of curve. Once again, he's really flirting with the track limits around here as well, and the car just trying to maximise every single part of the racetrack. Now coming down towards the end of the middle sector as he hits a 50.5 in the middle sector, purple middle sector it says, but we'll see if that's true. Diogo Silva and Brian Emmers have retired, of course. They completed their laps. Yuno's retired, of course, as well. Zane's crashed out at turn 2, I think he has, as M/Slash exits turn 12. Now on the back straight we go, using all the battery you have left in that car as DRS is enabled there, powering his way down the back straight. We're hitting about the 100 metre ball, break down to the gears as we head down towards third gear we go, locks up at the entry, drifts the car in, gets back on the throttle there very quickly indeed. And let's see what happens then as he makes his way down towards the final corner. Can Slash keep an eye on? He has it, goes off the track, but he comes across the line, goes into P11.
Well, he went off the track there, but he didn't gain any time, so I think he got away with an invalidation. So Fraser's next. Fraser needs to improve. He's improving enough to get up to the top time. This should be the quickest time. It's not. He's made a mistake in the final sector. It's 129.699. He will not be on pole position. There's Lucas with Mercedes ahead of him. Coming to the final corner. Lucas is invalidated, but he's still on provisional pole position. As Thomas crossed the line in 1:33.15 is the best time that will stand. Evan Nye is not improving as it stands. And he will not improve here. There's a kick over there. That's Lawrence. He's right at the top. 129.609. And there's Tales coming across the line. He doesn't improve in the time in the leaderboard. Skrieg has slowed down, I think. So is it Hazara and Leon Rolfe, the only drivers left, as Lawrence just nicked it at the end. Leon Rolfe is invalidated. It's just Hazara now. He's not improving enough. I think, yeah, it's only 7th. Lawrence, his teammate, is on pole position.
However, something happened to, I think it was Lucas, if I remember. Lucas ran out of fuel during his lap, and he also validated too, so that was a massive shame for Lucas there. And also, something happened to Ivan out of that right-hander towards turn 12, I think it was, where he spun the car. He was a 10th up in the middle sector, but unfortunately Ivan spun the car. That was a qualified done and dusted, but here's the results for you.
Yep, Lawrence and Lucas will be your front row starters. Lucas didn't actually run out of fuel when I checked. He had 0.2 laps left of fuel. Fraser and Finley and Aston Martin second row. fifth, we've got Red Bull, Ivan Escrig. We've got Williams, M. Sapala. Then it's Hazara and Talas in the fourth row. The fifth row is Brian Amers and Yanil. Sixth row is Christian and then Slash. Seventh row is Evan Nine Zane. Sixth is an all-German row of Tom, Nico, and Nico. And then I believe it is Leon Rolf and Diogo Silva starting at the back row. This is not the actual start. A rain shower's coming. Maybe like that for the race. Who knows? If there's anything to go by in Australia, that was a race, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about the Australian Grand Prix.
I don't even think it was going to be that good when I saw it. I thought it would just be a Lando Norris victory. It was, but I meant like a more comfortable victory. I thought it would be,
in my opinion,
not raining again, but my goodness, that is absolute cinema. If this is the state of play for 24 races, gosh, I don't know if I'll survive the end.
But in my what I thought it was going to be, I thought that Verstappen had a good chance. I didn't watch the race live, by the way. I was at work.
I watched it live.
Thank you, Ivan, for the nice comment. Nice to see you in the chat. But yeah, I didn't watch the race, unfortunately, because I was at work. Because this is not the actual race, by the way. This is not the actual race, guys.
Yeah, it is the actual race. You've been rickrolled. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and crush you. And Diogo Silva has been given a 10-second penalty, and I've just been told that will be carried to the actual race because we're sad. Nice drift, though. You'd make a great subject for the live-action Initial D. Imagine if they make that a thing.
Yeah, let me talk about the Australian Grand Prix then, because I didn't get a chance. But yeah, I didn't watch the race live. I was at work, and I heard it was going to be a wet race. That's all I heard. So I thought that Verstappen was going to have a good chance, because we know what Verstappen is like in the rain. He is very sufficient indeed, very, very, very good. And Lewis Hamilton, but I think in the Ferrari, he had a lot of things to learn as well. A lot of changes, a lot of sets of changes, the adaptation with the car as well, and the new power unit as well. But I think I thought Verstappen had a big chance to win it. I thought both McLarens might have suffered just a bit, as we saw back in Brazil. I knew it was going to be a good race, the interesting race, and the rookies as well. I wondered which rookie might have suffered the worst, and it was Isaac Hadjar. Isaac Hadjar, who crashed on the formation lap. But when I watched the race, it was amazing, fantastic battle as well between Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and Verstappen. But unfortunately, Oscar Piastri went down at turn 13 after he went out too wide and spun the car.
That reverse, though, that was goated. You never, ever, ever give up. And he still finished P9. Good recovery. What else was I going to say? Yeah, Hadjar. By the way, Hamilton's dad, perfect dad. Dad goals. It's not even his kid as well, but, well, to be fair, it is a hero of Hamilton. Hamilton's is Isaac Hadjar's hero. And Isaac Hadjar, do you know what he was doing in 2020? Racing in F1 in this league. No joke. A PSGL graduate is competing in Formula 1.
Well, I've got an interesting fact as well. I used to commentate over him as well in different leagues, so yeah, I know who he is. I didn't realise he was going to be an F1 driver.
I knew Hadjar was like a junior Formula driver at the time, but I didn't think he'd get... Chembol Bassi was one as well. Unfortunately, he didn't quite make it. He was an F2, but he'd run out of funds and couldn't compete. Otmir, of course, was the inverse. He started as a junior Formula driver, but then he ran out of funds, so he switched to sim racing full-time. Maybe it can go in the other direction again. We never know. He's what, 23, 24? He's never too old to start, because of course it is a young man's game coming to be, but it's never too late. It's never too late. I want to see Jarno Otmir try an F3. Maybe he gets to F1. I think he could get to F1. You know, him and Kimi Antonelli would be a force to be reckoned with. Oh no, it's not. It can't be Kimi Antonelli. It would be Max Verstappen, because he's at Red Bull now, isn't he? I keep forgetting he went to Red Bull, Jarno Otmir. I don't think he's even competed as a Red Bull driver since his switch from Mercedes during the last season of PSGL. He did an F1. It's been a while since they did an F1 series on PC, and I really wish they did, even without the even if it was impossible to get the actual F1 esports drivers. I think they're contractually obligated to keep racing in it, which will kind of reduce the value of the racing. But at the same time, it'd be great to have that back. I think it will come back when the esports season is over, or sim racing season is over. So hopefully we get back to that. He is the reigning champion after all, Jan Rotmir, and I think he could be winning sim racing as well. For the third time. Something no one's ever done. Brendan Lee is retired though, I think. He'll go down as the first two-time sports champion, the first ever sports champion, the first to do it twice. Right, we're getting underway now. Reminder, it is on pole position, getting 1 point, Lawrence. And that will extend his lead at the top. He is now on 28 points. But you'll have the unknown Lucas alongside him. I say unknown because he hasn't been this front for this season. He's only competed in 2 of the 4 races. And his last finish was P17.
Finally, we're heading towards the session then. So 18 drivers on the grid. This is going to be a very interesting one. I cannot wait to see what happens here in Shanghai. Will the weather play an effect here as well? In China, it pours, it rains around here as well, and it can get very slippery in the conditions. Remember last season in the sprint qualifying? Who was it that took pole? I think it was London Norris.
Yeah, and he screwed it up.
Took pole. He did at turn 1 with Hamilton versus Norris in turn 1 and turn 2. Norris went off the track, and Verstappen came through to win the sprint race. And that fantastic battle between Perez, Alonso, and Carlos Sainz at the time. But it is cloudy.
Is it raining?
Probably with a chance of rain.
Or a chance of meatballs. So, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. You better have some good luck in this race. I'm not going to do an Irish accent. I don't want to offend Colin Murray. Man I've actually met. If you know, you know. Countdown. So yes, this is the Shanghai International Circuit. It is a 5.451 kilometer circuit, 16 turns, clockwise as per the system. And guess who? There are no prizes for guessing who designed this track.
I have no idea.
Oh my god, this guy hasn't heard of Herman Tilke? Yeah, it's a Tilke-drome. Also hosts the Shanghai E-Prix, which is on a shortened version of the track.
I do believe as well that this year at the Chinese Grand Prix we'll hold another sprint race. So let's see how it goes. This could be the first sprint race of the year, obviously, because it's the second year. Not sure. I think there's like 6 of them in total this year.
There's no point of a sprint race. I've never understood. This is Formula 1. It's about tradition. As you know, the tradition, like Monaco or Southampton, Silverstone, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it should also mention... Oh, we're getting underway. Here we go. We have 5 lights ahead of our 20 foolhardy drivers. Actually, it's 18, but never mind. And we are underway. It is Lawrence that leads us away, with Lucas coming under threat from Fraser almost immediately, who's on the outside of the track, heading into this winding first few corners. It is Lawrence clear ahead, but we've got a freeway battle now. Look at this. Lucas stuck in an Aston Martin sandwich. This might get ugly if they're not careful. The 2 Aston Martins trying to get ahead. One of them's got ahead. Fraser's tangled. Oh dear, and that's Williams off. That's Sipala, who's unluckily got caught in this one, even though it's St. Patrick's Day. Luck cannot come to all of those, unfortunately. But it is Finlay that's got ahead. Now Fraser's got ahead of the V-Carb car of Lucas. And now it's an Aston Martin double podium as it stands, with Lawrence well in the lead. He's 7 tenths ahead. That's an Alpine of Thales trying to overtake Brian Immers for 6th place. Coming into the second sector, almost out the final sector, and there's a slide, and the Slash has lost a lot of positions. He's had a slide. Evan Nye also is losing positions, and that Red Bull back there, I believe it was Nico, has also had a moment as well. So not a good start for the Red Bull driver coming out towards the long winding corner to the long straight that awaits them. It is Lawrence in the lead as it stands.
Yeah, so we saw the three wide men with that turn number 3 and 4. We saw, I think it was Fraser and Lucas made contact in 3 and 4, but thankfully kept on the track as we head down towards the hairpin. Any moves being made down here? There's a Williams going to go on the outside, almost hits the back of Zara, keeps it clean as he goes around the outside there, but can't quite seem to make it stick as Zane sticks behind the Williams. So the Williams, that was Sipala who spun out of turn number 4. And here comes his teammate now on the back of him, looking for payback as we go side by side in towards turn 1. How hard are these two going to fight as we go wheel to wheel in towards turn 1 and turn 2 as Sipala goes up the inside, but also the McLaren team makes contact with the McLaren driver. And here comes Yanil back down the inside. No team orders for the both Williams drivers, but Yanil stays in front of his own teammate there, and he's still fighting going down towards turn 6. So very, very feisty between the two boys in the Williams. Now around the outside towards turn 6, but still can't make it stick and stays behind him for the time being. Then so very feisty on the first few laps of the Grand Prix between the two Williams.
So the Williams lying in 10th, 11, one in the points and one is not, and they're actually both fighting for that points position it stands. DRS is now enabled. It is quite cloudy here. No DRS on this straight, surprisingly. I think they might have that for the next race, though, because they have 4 DRS zones in Albert Park.
Too much of a short straight to put DRS there if you talk about the exit of turn 10 towards 11. It's very, very short, so there's no point having DRS there.
Fair enough. Then again, Monaco is a straight, DRS straight, which is quite weird. So anyway, here we go. The biggest loser in this so far is Sipala. He's lost 5 positions after that collision out of that first few turns. Sipala is fighting his teammate again. They've got to be careful not to eliminate themselves from the race. So that's valuable points in the constructors gone. I say valuable points, just 1 point. But I mean, like, you know, the inner team battles, etc. You know, the different factions. You've got the back markers, you've got the midfield, and you've got the front runners, of course. Like in the real F1, Ferrari, except for them couple of seasons, has been a front runner. We don't talk about 1980. I think it was 1980 they had, or was it 1981 they had the worst season ever?
I can't exactly remember, but on the last lap, however, Christian and Hazara scrapping away. Christian outbroke himself, almost wiped out Hazara, but thankfully kept it on the circuit as he rejoined and tried to defend for both Williams as a van tried to overtake Lucas, but Lucas just stays in P4. So very, very feisty towards the top end of the field there. But still, ETA Lawrence leading this Grand Prix. What a fantastic start he had, unchallenged by the guys behind. Led turn number 1 without any problems. It was actually both Aston Martins versus the Racing Bull of Lucas. Lucas was in the middle of it, of course, and then we saw how that unfolded. But still, it's Lawrence who leads this Grand Prix. Both Aston Martins in a really good spot in P2 and P3 to play the game and use the cards they have up their sleeves to try and boost themselves along the order like they did back in the Belgian Grand Prix, but unfortunately one of them picked up a penalty, which was Fraser. But here we are then, head down towards turn 14. We won't see any moves just yet, as it's a high-speed game of chess so far during this Grand Prix, as you would like, as they all continue up in towards turn 14 in the break. So where Sebastian Buemi lost both of his wheels back in 2010 after they broke away from him.
You have to choose the saddest of facts, don't you? Lawrence is aggressively defending from Finlay and the other Aston Martin of Fraser. Talet's getting up close to Brian Amers in the Haas, the gritty Haas, as people have called them in certain memes. Going through the first few corners, lap 4 of 28. Aston Martin starting to gain on the Kick Sauber, the lone Kick Sauber up there in the top 6. Lawrence and Leon Rolf is coming into the pit lane, and so is Evan Nye. The changing tyres, I believe. Leon Rolf's actually thrown in the towel. He's had enough. Not got anywhere today. Started at the back and has decided enough is enough. I'll come back next time, if there is a next time.
Yeah, pitted quick there for Leon, just hoping for a safety car. Nico pitted two laps before, and also Evan Knight changed its wings, so there must have been contact. I must say that everybody except Slash started on the hard compound tyres, but obviously we've got two medium runners now as they pitted very early. So they remember doing hard, medium, hoping for a safety car. But I think the Haas is, no, that's the Alpine coming out to retire, sorry, that's my bad. A yellow flag down there in turn 1 and turn 2, but that's because of the Alpine. But these guys getting very close, stuck in this DRS train. Here comes Brian Evans, but too far back. Here comes Azara, but I think Tales is a bit late on the brakes there, defends from the Sauber driver, so nice there from Tales to respond to that and stay in 7th place. And we know Azara is very handy when it comes to race. He does suffer a bit of qualifying as we see Christian go out wide in towards the final corner. As you can see there, people pulling to the right side to take the best Opsman line going in towards turn 1 and turn 2. We go, they're so close to the back of each other. Here comes McLaren and Christian side by side in towards turn 1 and turn 2. Now headed down the hill towards 3 and 4. Christian tries to go around the outside in towards 3 and 4. Can he make it stick? Lose the back of the car there, still there on the outside as we head down towards turn 5. There's contact as we head down towards turn 6 there. They bang wheels, but Christian is up the inside now on the braking zone. He does take away P8. What a move.
Yeah, my word. Hazara went way too far to the right, and he nearly pushed Christian off the road. Christian lucky to stay on there, and Sipola caught Hazara and lost a bit of momentum there. So he's now under threat from Yanil once again. I wonder where he's seen this before. The two Williams drivers fighting. It's like 1987 all over again. If you know, you know. So they come out to start another DRS train moment. All the cars gaining on each other, no more so than Ivan Eskrig. He's trying to get past Yves Lucas. He's going to make a move down the inside. Another move there. Whoa, that's Hazara. He's getting very feisty today, Hazara. He's been involved in a few collisions already, and now he's been involved in one of, I believe, it's Yanil. He gets ahead. He just stays ahead of Yanil, but he was in one of them, Sipala, and he's lost the place.
Yeah, Hazara. Oh, look at this then. As here comes Yanil the inside towards turn 1, but can't quite seem to make a stick. Hazara is losing time and ground now towards the guys in front, and Yanil sneaks up the inside, but Hazara's still there. In towards 3 or 4 they go. Just let's see which one of them gets better traction out of this corner here as we head now towards turn 4, turn 5 and turn 6. In towards the braking zone we go as Hazara under pressure once again tries to hang around the outside. But let's see which one of these two ends the battle first. They're still side by side throughout the whole first sector, now coming towards the middle sector in the high-speed corners. There barely any room between the two, but let's see then what happens. Will they end the fight going into towards the next sequence of corners here as we go down towards turn 9 and turn 10. Hazara still there on the inside. They've been side-by-side majority of this lap, but Hazara gets on the curb and lost the car. Now Zane might put pressure on him, but stays behind him then. So great battle in there between the two, as Yanil won in the end in P10.
Yes, and now both Williams drivers are in the points. And that's not a good exit from Yanil. He's under threat from Hazara once again. Oh, we're going to change to the lead though. We've got to change it to Finlay. Finlay has taken the lead. And now Lawrence is trying to defend for his life against the other Aston Martin. He successfully does so. But at what cost the lead? Or maybe not. He's back side by side again with Finlay, but he doesn't get there in the end. Christian's made a move on Tales and is now up into 7th place. And we have a new leader starting lap number 7 as they all make their way past the pit boards, which probably say get a move on you so and so, because there are points to be won. That's Hazara and Yanil fighting again. Even Tales and Christian fighting as well for the position. Sorry for the bad camera designs there. But it is Finlay now has put Lawrence in a Aston Martin sandwich with Aramco spread.
Yeah, it'd be very crucial for Lawrence now not to get stuck behind the other Aston Martin, because if he does that, that means Aston Martin could use each other for DRS and play the game and therefore try and stay in first or second there. So it's very crucial there for Lawrence not to get stuck behind them both. But we saw between Christian and Tales there that they went side by side. I think Christian went wide. No, Tales went wide out of turn 1. Therefore, Christian had the upper hand. Then he won in the battle at the end. What happened there?
Sorry about that. I'm Brian. He was right into the back of Ivan Eskrig. Luckily, no damage done, but that could have been even worse if he was less careful. So we're back underway down the back stretch, past the giant grandstands with the interesting roofs, I have to say. No move free up, but Vanessa Creek going to try and take 4 from the sister car. Whoa, what's happened there? What's happened there? I can't see what's happened.
I did. I was on board with the Red Bull. So Finley just locked the rear brakes, spun the car. I think Lawrence tapped the back of him. Then it was a continuous effect. I'm not sure what happened there. They all just crashed into each other. We've got some major foot wheel damage. Look at this side by side between 4 or 5 cars. But here comes Finley on Lawrence then. In towards turn 1 we go. But Lucas now defending for Christian. Christian under pressure.
No.
Both Williams are coming. Both Williams are there. Here comes Sapala now. Back up around the outside. In towards 3 or 4 they go. Let's see. Christian hanging on for dear life. But I want to know who has front wing damage, because I was on board with Ivan. I think Ivan has damage. One of the Salvers have damage. Here comes Sapala up the inside. In towards turn 6 they go. Sapala up the inside there trying to take away P6, and he does. Gets a better exit up into P6. So what on earth happened there coming out towards 13?
We don't know. I didn't catch it. I didn't see it. But what I know is that Thales has come in for a front wing change and new tyres. That's absolutely horrific for Thales. He was doing so well, but now he is relegated to 14th place. But these guys striking while the iron was hot, don't ye? M. Sipala, Christian Yanil and Azara now 6th through 9th. And Brian Emer's down to 10th. He lost out in that one big time, it seems. So even the Skrieg, I can see, has no end plate on the right side of the car. Now, we've got a lead change again, perhaps? No, it's not going to be a lead change. As we're watching all the drivers coming, there's some fighting in the back. There's collision there between Christian Yanil, and that's going to continue into the next corner. But yeah, there was a pyramid formation down the stretch. We had one car ahead of 2 cars, ahead of 3 cars behind. It was nuts. It was like an all-out warfare, like NASCAR of some sort, which we'd rather have, but I'd have to tell you, it would not end well if someone stepped out of line, because drafting all the time. I think there was like once a 4-wide draft fest at Daytona once, and that's in Sapilla. He's had a spin out of turn 3, I believe, and that has relegated right down to 13th, and he's got wing damage as well. What?
I have news. Interrupt me if you need to, because I'm not watching. I've saved my footage. So it was that Lawrence tapped the back of Finley, which caused Finley to spin.
Oh!
And Fraser. Sorry.
Sorry. That is weird. I didn't think it would be the 2 runners. There was nothing different, I promise.
Yeah, so what happened was, I got the footage, I'm watching it right now. So down the main straight we go, in towards turn 14. I think Lawrence just outbroke himself. He hit the back of Finley, caused Finley to spin. Fraser had nowhere to go. Then Finley hit his own teammate sideways, and Ivan also hit him as well. And the RB and Lucas lost his end plate as well. So it was all caused by Lawrence, as Finley got spun around, and Fraser had nowhere to go, therefore hit the back of him, and also Lucas at the back of him, with the Costino effect as well. That's what happened down towards turn 14. It was Lawrence who caused that, and he might have to take the blame towards later end of the Grand Prix.
And Lawrence has moved into Finley for the lead while you're commentating. Even a screen gone very wide there. I think the front wing damage is showing what it is causing, and Finley's trying to get back into the lead of Lawrence. Hopefully, don't do what you did last time. If you can send that clip to me, that would be nice. If you Indigo. So we continue on. Though I think they were trying to make the move to try and gain some position, like gain some time over the drivers behind, but it doesn't look like it's worked. They are still within DRS range, and Finley is still close up to Eskrig as Sipala is in pits again for new tyres. No sign of rain yet. I don't think there'll be any rain, I think. It'll just be cloudy. No news of any rain. So we'll just be chilling here. Lap 10 is starting. And still with the DRS, he's still in 3rd place as Ivan Eskrig. Got to give him props on his resiliency despite the damage. So he's still in 3rd, but I'm sure Fraser's going to make a run for it himself. He's actually closer to Finley than he is to Fraser, funnily enough.
Yeah, good job there from, I think it's Ivan.
They changed
the back of. Aston Martin, but I am sending you the clip right now. Well, trying to.
on Discord. Or
Yes.
okay.
In fact, I ain't got enough space, so I have to send it after the race, unfortunately. So,
Oh,
yeah,
rip.
let's continue with the race then. I can't do anything about it. But hello, Cameron's dad. Hello, Tropic F1. Hello, Ivan. Nice to see you all in the chat. And yeah, credit to Ivan. Still in the DRS race despite having no end play. He must be really struggling in the low speed, high speed corners. But like a downfall, still, it's Finley versus Lawrence, while Aston Martin has dropped for the back of Fraser there in P4, also suffering with throwing damage as well.
That's Christian and Yanil battling again, and Yanil trying to squeeze in. He won't get in it though, and Hazard is now close behind. Tom and Brian Ema's fighting for that last point position, and it looks like Tom is going to win out on that one for the meantime. Further up, it's Hazard behind, licking his lips, seeing if he can get past Yanil, and then Diogo Silva further back, trying to make up this time. He is in 12th and 2.3 seconds. He did start back in 18th though, so he's doing some alright progress, but he needs to make more progress. He's obviously lost all his positions, of course, because the others have pit, so he's technically the driver in last place.
You could see you commentate because I'm deleting some space and seeing the clips have a clear indication what happened.
So. Off the job, it seems. Oh dear. Anyway, we might have another lead change. There's a lot of DRS to be had on this trait, so I wouldn't be surprised if they change the lead here. No, they're not going to change the lead, as there's a battle for Lucas and Fraser. P4 on the line. Whoa, not again! They're spinning around, and now they're going to have the other drivers behind them fight for their positions. And yeah, they collided, tangled at the turn, the end of turn 14, and it's going to maybe cost them both, because here you go, Christian has just got past both of them. Where did that come from? That was a move and a half, and now they're still fighting amongst each other, and this is going to end in tears if they're not careful. They've got Azara and Fraser. Fraser's losing a lot of positions, by the way. He's got damage too, that's why he's losing the positions. Fraser has got damage on his front wing. And Azara's going to make the move down the inside. And he is unable to get past him despite the lack of the wing from his driver ahead. But here we go, he might have the advantage here, making the move down the inside of turn 8 and now turn 9, and he's through up into P7. Stop showing these horrendous alternate angles. They're not, they show the TV angle and it's an onboard angle. They need to stop that. They'll change eventually.
So as you can see, then Ivan's dropping backwards. Christian's right behind him now, as he has the DRS on the back of the Red Bull driver. Then so here comes Christian, needs to make this move stick, and Lawrence has overtaken Finley for the lead of the Grand Prix. And Christian's up as a P3 with another great drive from Christian as well. Here comes Chanel in the Williams, and here comes Hazara now on the RB and Lucas, who's all contact between those two again. Hazara has been in the thick of it during this Grand Prix, just making contact with left, right, centre with people there. So not going smoothly for the Sauber driver, but it is going smoothly for one Sauber in first place, although he's under massive pressure from Finley once again. Can Christian catch up? We'll see. Does he have the pure pace to try and catch up towards the top two?
Well, these guys are battling quite a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised as Hazara has made a move on Fraser. He's trying to get all those lost positions back, and he's already made the move. He had to go back to square one after that collision down at turn 14, and now he is up to P7. Finley still right behind. These two have just been battling for the win, but of course the pit stops could change everything. These guys could undercut and try and take their position, but let's see what comes down when we get to that spot of the race. It might be wet tires, you know. It's looking much more gloomy. It's looking more misty and foggy, so you never know.
I've commentated plenty of times where I've seen rain change the trajectory of the Grand Prix towards the later stages, so rain could still be imminent on its way. Maybe not, maybe people clouded throughout the whole race, but I think every single driver will be happy. Christian is gaining time, by the way, on Finley, but he will lose the time because the guy ahead of him, Finley, will have DRS on the back of Lawrence, and here he is, side by side, an easy move there. Finley now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Looks like it's down to these two. to decide the winner of the Grand Prix. You never know.
Whoa!
Oh, Finley gets a massive snatch at
What
turn
the heck?
14. He really struggling with the back end of the car there. And by the way, Logan, look at your Discord, mate. I sent you a video.
Okay.
So while you do
word.
that, as we got Ivan in the pit lane, then Ivan will have to
3
change his
second
front
penalty.
wing. And also Lawrence stays behind Finley as well, not overtaken with the DRS. So Ivan is in the pit lane, so is Brian Emmers. Tom is ahead of Zane for the battle for P8 and P9 there. It'll be a very long pit stop for Ivan because of his front wing change. So here he is, then comes out on the medium compound tyres. Has he changed his wing? Let's have a look. No, he hasn't. So Ivan opts to not change his front wing there. That's very interesting. Is it a mistake or is it on purpose?
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. If you know, you know.
Did you see that video, by the way?
Not yet. It was that's a dodgeball reference, by the way.
So I think we might see some of these guys respond in the pit lane then. Let's see if they do respond to the undercut threat from Ivan and the guys behind. So Ivan's the first one to pull the trigger. Tyler's pitted quite early during the Grand Prix due to his troubles as well. So he might have troubles towards the end on those being the compact tyres. Christian's got some good pace. He is gaining time on the guys ahead, but with the DRS being so powerful, he loses that time.
He made a mistake in the last turn. He went wide. So what's going to happen between these two? Are they going to switch positions again? Whoa, they're battling! I thought there was just one of those switch roof things. My goodness, Lawrence is having problems with his steering, it seems. As he seems to have shaken the car when he get into the braking zone. And Finley now back in second. Even some problems. So Lawrence is going to try and counter the undercut, and he's come in. Christian and Tom and Yanel and Lucas are also coming in. So let's see what's going to happen. Finley, now the new leader, staying out. So, well, he was the leader until he changed, and it is going to be mediums.
Very important now to see where Ivan comes out now. When he get ahead of Lawrence in the pit stops, we're about to find out now, and it tells you how powerful it is, the undercut. But no, I think here comes the pack, and Lawrence still stays ahead of Ivan. So Ivan could do the undercut, but it does have a broken front wing. Lawrence comes behind out of Talers then. So there he is in the kick Sauber. He has to get past him immediately so he doesn't lose any crucial time towards Finley and company behind as well. Here he is then in towards turn 6, down the inside. Should be an easy move, and it is. But he locks up, outbreaks himself, but he stays ahead of the RP driver. I tell you what, who's done a good job as well? It's the Mercedes of Tom from 15th up into 3rd place. Good job as well from the Mercedes driver. Keep it up. Let's see how well he does in this Grand Prix with 13 laps left to go. But now Finley have to respond.
Tom hasn't pit yet though, so he won't be third for long. He hasn't been third for long, so... Well, he won't be third for long because he's still not pit. So it's going to come down to the pit stops, though. Finley and Azara and Tom, Fraser and Zane are the drivers who haven't pit yet. Getting some DRS from Tom. And Finley and Hazara... no, Hazara staying out. Hazara is staying out. And Fraser and Tom... Tom and Zane will be pitting. Fraser's also staying out. So Hazara deciding to go that extra mile. Or has he got a trick up his sleeve?
I don't know. What trick could that be, though? Because surely... I don't know. I'm not suggesting the stock power tyres. The softs are trashed around here. So Hazara just extending that stem of the hardcore power tyres. Have a better life towards the mediums towards the end. And maybe just trying to do the offset on those tyres. Christie gets ahead of Finley in towards turn 1. The side by side now in towards turn 2. Finley trying to stick on the inside there, but here we are in towards 3 and 4 we go. Christian gets ahead. What a great move. Wow. By the way, Lawrence did do the undercut of Finley by a milestone. He's got 2 cars in between himself and Lawrence as well, so that undercut has worked well for the Sauber driver. And now he goes deep in the breaker zone as Christian, but still sticks in P5.
Yeah, so Lawrence the leader then. Again, it has worked to perfection coming in to cancel the undercut. Has worked, and now he's about 2.5 seconds ahead of Finley, who just pit. So this is disaster for Finley. He's got to get past Thales and Christian to get back to Lawrence. So maybe he should have went in and followed Lawrence's lead, because Lawrence was in the lead when he heading in. Who does he think it was a dummy?
Christian should be able to get past now with the DRS open and on pressure tyres. Here comes Christian. He puts himself into the net second place as Hazara pits now and does races, so those two get out of the way. But Christian has been released. Can he catch after Lawrence, or does Lawrence have the pace to try and keep that gap over a second and control this? Let's have a look then. Finley now has to get past the LP driver very quickly. Can he do that? He has the DRS, so does the LP driver, but here he is on the inside, heading towards turn 1 they go. Finley with the better tyres should be able to get past him with the extra grip. He does, and he puts himself into P3.
And Yanil in there in 4th as well, making some moves. Hazara and Tom fighting, as well as Lucas and Zanas fight everywhere, but from different parts of the racetrack, because as you can see, Tom is 3 seconds behind Ivan Creek, who still has wing damage. Very bold to stay out. The gap at the top is 1.3 seconds. Does Christian have the raw pace to get to close to Lawrence? If he does, then we have a battle on our hands, I tell you.
It could be Lauren's second win. It could be Christian's second win. We're about to find out anytime soon as well, and also Finley's second win. So let's see which one of these drivers might get their second win of the season, or it could be anybody else. Who knows? During this Grand Prix, there's still 11 laps left to go in this race, then, and the battle for the lead is not there. But does Christian, like you said, have the raw pace to try and get himself in DRS, or will these two work together, swap and trade DRS like they've done now? Here comes Finley on the back of Christian. And could these two trade DRS until they catch up towards Lawrence? That's the question.
That's what I like seeing. It's kind of like drafting in NASCAR. You give each other the move, the switcheroo to gain time, a temporary truce, what I call it, so that the competition is eradicated. And Tales has got on the penalty box 3 seconds, going wide on the track too many times. Oh, Finley! Did he just have a sliding moment there in the first turn? I think he might have had Christian catch on to him, but it doesn't seem to have lost him any time coming out of the corners. So the battle really is on now. Now that they know they're close to Lawrence up the top there, they got a fight within themselves as well. As we see Hazara still trying to catch up to Evanes Krieg, but Evanes Krieg is still got wing damage, still not making any moves. But now the gap is closing. Finley is within 1 second. Nearly within 1 second. He's just about to get there, though. I'm sure he'll get there soon. He is on the younger tyres. 2 laps old to Lawrence's 3 laps old. So this is a crucial juncture in the race. Are we about to see another lead change? Is Finley going to get his lead back?
Oh, he was so close, but I don't think Finley is in DRS range. No, he's not yet. So on the next straight he will be. But the top 3 or the top 4, by the way, Yanil has done a solid job for Williams in P4 as Ivan is up to P5. Solid. Let's talk about Ivan as well. Front wing damage, and there's a
Carlos
spinner.
Sapala has sort of spin, and he's lost a bit of his wing. It's just not been going well. Lucas off track has taken 9th place, but now here we go. 10 to go, and Finley is within range. He is going to the outside, trying to defend from Christian's attack. And now Yanil is joining in this fight too. We have a 4-way battle for the honours here in China, and this will go down to the wire, we hope.
Indeed, as well. So Yanil go for his first win, but in 4th place. The top 3 are going for their second win of the season, but let's see who gets it. Who is in the best spot? I dare say Finley with the better tyres, also had the DRS on Lawrence behind as well. So let's see what happens during the course of this Grand Prix. Ivan's done a really good job despite a broken wing. He did not change it during the pit stop, so I don't think he want to lose any more time, but he's under massive pressure from the fast charge to Hazara as Mr. Pala unfortunately retires from the pit lane and he's out of the Grand Prix. A shame because both Williams have done a good job, but Sapala got caught in a few incidents, even on the first lap of the Grand Prix when he was off the track at turn 4. So Hazara could come charging to the field as well on those fresher medium compound tyres, doing the offset as well, offset tyres. So let's see if that works in his favour. It could be a double Sauber battle as well, but he's too far away so far, but he's up into P5 now before the DRS is activated. But here we are, DRS activated for these 3. Will be any changes during the course of this lap? No, not just yet. So they stay in formation for the time being.
That was the plan. Zane's up into 8th now. He's past Lucas. leaders charge down the home stretch once again. And they're very close to each other, as you can see, but Tom has got past Ivan, who's still got wing damage in 6th place. Now, at the front, they're so close together. One mistake could ruin this battle, this party, this pandemonium, you could say. Everyone in it for themselves. The kick server, I've got to say, has been pretty good throughout this race. So,
yeah, you can't be tired just yet. We've got 8 laps left to go.
My voice is tired.
Is it? Oh, Christian had a moment out of turn 9 there. Almost lost back in the car, had a massive snatch, but still saves it. He's got all in the back of him too. So very intense now towards the last laps of the Grand Prix, as the chessboards on the piece will start moving very soon. But here we are then heading down towards the back straight again.
Chessboards on the piece. Did you just say that? Chess piece on the board. Are they going to make the moves? Who's going to be a knight and take an L? Oh no. Who's going to commit check? Who's going to put people in check? Who's going to be committing checkmate? Well, let's see, because we have 8 laps to go now as we head down the stretch once more. And that's Finley right up close to Christian. Christian trying to right his wrongs from earlier. Not make that mistake like he did, and he's so close they are. Look, you can basically, that's like they're tied to a thread. These 3 are so close. Lauren's a little bit ahead. 0.2 the gap. That is massively small. It's microsurgery numbers that are.
But I'll tell you what, though, Christie's done a mega job regardless. He's done a fantastic job to get himself involved in this battle for first place, because considering his qualifying position, he started down in 11th place, and he saw the chaos in front of him erupt, and therefore he gained and capitalised on those guys ahead who had the misfortunes and dropped backwards. So really done a solid job as well. He did struggle this season. Only he finished points once, and that was back in Brazilian Grand Prix, where he won it, of course. Now he's going for his second race, but he does have Finley in the way as an obstruction to get towards Lawrence, and now as well. But look who's coming as well. Look who's in 5th place. Azara. The gap is 1.1. It could be another double Sauber attempt here. They had a 1-2 back in Bahrain. Could it be another double podium for Sauber? Azara's on the best tyres. He is gaining on the lot as well. Tom was also gaining. He's 1 second behind Azara. So the top 6 could be the big battle very soon. Stay tuned, guys. It could be very interesting towards the end. It will be interesting.
Maybe top 6 if Tom comes along for the ride too. He's stuck behind Sarah. I have the worst moments to yawn, I know, but I don't know what it is. But here we go, Lawrence right ahead of Finley, and then Christian behind as well. Azara coming up close. He's closing in ever so slowly. 7 to go. Finley is right behind Lawrence, but Christian's right there too. Now Hazara really starting to close, and I'm sure in a lap or 2 he will be fighting for the championship positions, or the winning positions, I should say. Ryan Emer's close up to Fraser, further back. Vanessa Skrieg still falling down the order. It's not nice to see, but wing damage is starting to take its toll with the tyres running out of steam.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Ivan as well. He was an innocent bystander because I was on board with him when that crash happened. He had nowhere to go. And because I think Finney wasn't ghosted, he was spun around but wasn't ghosted. That's what they call the effect, the chain effect. That's what happened to Fraser as well. Fraser and Ivan had nowhere to go, and therefore got caught in an incident that wasn't their fault, and they had to pay the consequences, unfortunately. So it's a shame for them, but they had good pace overall. But hey, look at this then. Here comes the change of leadership. Finney. No, he doesn't, but here comes Chris. No, they slammed the brakes shut as we go down towards turn 14 then. So neither driver wants to make the move at all during this part of the Grand Prix.
But every time they battle, those behind are coming into the fray. Here's Cesaro, he's within half a second now. Christian right behind. Finlay, who's right behind Lawrence, is going to try and go around the outside. He nearly hit him! How did he not run into the back of him there? He was seemingly heading right into the back, and it's now 2-by-2 formation. Noor has brought his arc to Shanghai, and it's now no position change, but really on now. Look at this, Azara getting right into the mix of it, and Yanil is not having it. He goes right to the inside for a defensive move, and he is okay in doing so, but this gives Hazara a chance to go around the outside of turn number 7.
He doesn't have the grip to do so. Yanil defended beautifully against Hazara down towards turn 6. Yanil had to go on the inside to protect himself against the Saber driver. And Tom has also called this battle. So it's a 6-way fight for first place. And Hazara has the youngest tyres out of this lot. And he has some fantastic, monumental pace in this race. Despite being in the wars in this Grand Prix, he's literally bumped his way past a lot of people, been involved in a lot of contacts. I'm surprised his full wing hasn't been gone during this Grand Prix, despite all the contacts he's been. But here comes Janelle on the back of the McLaren driver. Use the battery. Now we go side by side. But Carl Klein made the move as Christian now applies the battery, stays in P3, counteracts his attack, and remains in P3 as they all bunch up down towards turn 14. This is going to be a mega fight towards the end. The only problem is for Lawrence that neither driver wants to overtake him, so he's going to be the bait towards in the Grand Prix if they don't overtake him with the DRS gains being in play. But here we go down towards turn 1. Here comes Christian. It'll be a double overtake. It's a double overtake for the lead of the Grand Prix. Now Finlay and Lawrence side by side in towards turn 1 and turn 2. They continue the fight heading towards turn 3 and 4. Side by side with Finlay around the outside in towards the corners, but it looks like they still remain wheel to wheel as they continue the fight towards turn 5 and turn 6. Here comes Finlay now. Up into second place he goes. Lawrence trying to hang it out as much as he can, but he doesn't have the grip and he goes off the track almost, but he did lose back in the car. Now Finlay is still in second place again.
Unbelievable move from Christian. He went on the inside, he struck while the iron's hot, and now he's in the lead. And you know what? This wasn't the first time he did it this race. He did a double overtake earlier in the race at the same place. What a driver this is. We could be looking at what could possibly be this season's champion if he can keep it up throughout the season, because that was magical.
It was indeed, but obviously we saw Finlay. He did not want to go for the lead of the Grand Prix. He knows that DRS is crucial. But again and again, here comes the leaders now as we make our way down towards turn 14. Here comes Finlay, but he's not making the overtake. Now he does, down the inside, in towards turn 14. But Christian Lawrence gets a better exit. They're 3 abreast almost. On the short straight, Christian backs off. And now Finlay takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Christian backed out of it, knowing he did not want to be in the lead towards the end of this race. But here he is with the DRS open. Here comes Hazara on the Williams as we head down towards turn 1 we go. Hazara is up as a P4 just behind his teammate, but Yanil is back down the inside and he takes on Lawrence as well, side by side, in towards 3 and 4. Yanil turned a defense into an overtaking possibility. At the exit of turn 4, we still remain side by side between the Sauber and the Williams as we head down towards turn 6 as Lawrence defends that. This is fantastic. There's contact between the two. Here comes Azara. Through he goes on Yanil, on Lawrence, and he puts himself into P3. The two Saubers are side by side in towards turn 7 and turn 8 we go. But Hazara has the better tyres, has the inside line, and it takes away P3. Unbelievable scenes indeed from all these guys, constantly changing and chopping at a bit.
Absolute cinema, and it continues as Yanil tries to get back past Lawrence into 4th place. They're trying not to collide with each other. They haven't. Now Tom is in this battle. Tom's like, how the heck have I got involved in this? But now the lead is starting to build up. Christian has a 5-10 deficit to Finlay, but so does Hazara. It's starting to close up now as you can see all the DRS being used to its fullest. Christian is going to try and take the lead again, but no, he knows better of it and backs off because he knows that he will be the guinea pig when it comes to overtaking down these front stretches. Now, to the 3rd to final lap we go. This might go down to the absolute wire.
My heart's beating. I just cannot wait to see who ends up first in this battle because it's just getting very intense. Oh, Finlay on the curb. Almost lost it. Turn 1 and turn 2. Your scream made me laugh there.
I can't believe that he just slid around. I thought that was it for him. I apologise. I'm not doing anything lewd. That was my pure reaction to that. I thought he was out. Tom is back there in 6, and he's thinking, come on, guys, get a move on. I want to get involved too. Christian is starting to lose grip again. It's the tyres. The tyres are too young for Finlay to be caught. But of course, that can all change with DRS down that insanely long backstretch where everything can change in a heartbeat. Now, to the third sector we go of this, the 26 of 28 laps. Finlay leads Christian, Hazara, Lawrence, and Tom in the top 6 battle for all the marbles. Who's going to take it here? Christian, is he going to back off again when he gets to the end of the braking zone? Or is he going to try and attack and make his move? Hazara's coming up close, so he may have no choice but to make the move. Is he going to make the move? No, he's backing off again, but Hazara is like, alright, if you're going to do that, I'm going to make my move as well. Hazara tries to make a move, but it's unsuccessful. Christian is trying to stay ahead now of Hazara. Christian may regret this move because here he comes. Hazara is going to try and make the move for second place, but we know what Christian's pace like on the straights. He stays ahead of Hazara somehow as he gets close to Finlay. My word. Will we survive this final lap? Tune in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Finlay now may be the base towards the end of the Grand Prix because the guys behind will have DRS as they all chopping and changing at the bit there. You can see that people backing off, therefore gives the other guys behind an opportunity. That's what happened to Lawrence as well and Finlay. They kept backing off and therefore the other guy behind got a move on, overtook him, and that's when we saw that fantastic overtake. Nico unfortunately picks himself up a 3-second penalty. I feel sorry for the guys further down the field because they're getting no screen time because all the battles are at the top end of the field there. But we're coming towards almost the last lap of the Grand Prix as things start to come into place now, but it's all about who will be second place coming in towards the DRS zone. Here comes Hazara all over the back of him, just needs to be patient now. He's got the tyre advantage over the rest of the guys, and you can see he's on 100% battery as well as we exit turn 13. Use the battery then. I don't think Christian can defend this. He's 8 tenths behind Finlay. Hazara with the battery, with the DRS as he gains and gains on the McLaren. Here comes Christian, defense on the inside. He might be boxed in Hazara as we head down towards turn 14. Christian stays ahead, but there's contact. Hazara goes deep in the braking zone, and now Lawrence has a chance to get back at him, but he doesn't do so. Christian stays in second place. This could be the crucial move, but he goes off the track. Does Christian? We're heading towards the final lap of the Grand Prix. Christian could be the one to win the Grand Prix. I'll lead it over to you now.
So here we go, the final lap. Anything can happen, so don't rule anyone out of this race. Heck, you're not even saying if all these 6 fall at the final hurdle. Christian and Finlay are battling for the win. Hazara and Lawrence are well behind the Click Sauber team that lead the championship. Yenol and Tom back there with front row tickets to the cinematic action here in PSGL, the best league in the world. Brought to you by GT Omega. Remember to use the code PSGL for 5% off. Finally got that one in. The top 6 coming through turn number 7 now. It's all a matter of who's got the guts to make the move at the back stretch. Who is going to strike at the perfect moment? Who is going to win the race? They're all got pretty much full batteries of ERS at disposal. Anything can happen. We're going to see their peak performance coming down the back stretch. So it's all everyone in it for themselves, even the Sauber drivers. Here comes Finlay leading the pack. Christian is close by. Finlay does everything in his power to prevent getting past. Hazara's there as well, watching on endlessly and anxiously, seeing what happens. Christian makes his move down the outside. Finlay is having none of it. He slams the door on Christian. He tries to make the move. They collide. But Christian has managed to pull it off with a fantastic move. Oh, and a slide from Finlay. Christian wins. What an ending.
Oh my, Lucas has crashed out at turn 14. Lucas is out of the Grand Prix. That's Aston Martin. Fraser spun as well. Fraser has spun the car, unfortunately, there at turn 14. That's 2 separate incidents. But what a race. Unbelievable. Hazara almost got Finlay as well. Hazara tried to set himself up at turn 14 to get one of the 2 cars. But he had a really big moment. He was just sliding to the corner. Couldn't get the traction he needed. And therefore couldn't get the 2 guys ahead.
And another note, Lawrence lost out on fifth by a thousandth of a second. And that's a difference. That's a difference of 2 points. That, in the Constructors' Championship, could be fatal. But Christian, or the Drivers' Championship, could be fatal. Christian has just taken a second when he's up to 32. Actually, no, it's 1 point difference. I'm sorry. But that 1 point difference has only mean that he's only ahead, but I think by 1 point. 32 to 33 of Lawrence, yes. Driver of the day, Christian, oh, definitely. What a drive from Christian.
So, by the way, Christian's got 2 11th places and 2 first places. Wow.
All the ones. Every digit's a winner. It's a winner. He started from P11 as well. P11 to the win. What a drive. Lawrence fought all the way down to 6th. No fast slap point slash... Well, nobody gets a fast slap point these days. No wonder they got rid of it in the real F1. And, in my opinion, they should have. Christian takes the win from Finley, from Hazara. The top... Well, not the top 3 in the championship, but 2 of the top 3 in the championship there. Tales did not score. So, actually, he finished 12th, I think, with the penalty. But it says DNF. I think that's wrong, though. I'm definitely sure I'm definitely sure, yeah, he should be in 11th. I do apologise for that. So there is your result. Wow. What an ending. By the way, Lucas finished down in second, started second, doesn't get any points. So, yeah, Fraser lucky to get points despite that last setup incident. My word. Are you not entertained?
I certainly am. But I feel sorry for Van. I feel sorry for Fraser because they both got caught up in incidents where it wasn't their fault. They lost their wings. And what could it have been for those two if they hadn't lost their wings? The story would have completely changed. Maybe a top 8 fight. And also Tom, who arrived on the scene, unfortunately couldn't go anywhere because he was stuck in that DRS train. He just saw all the carnage fall in front of him and watched the fight, had a front row seat to the fight and enjoyed it. But he still got 5th in the end, did Tom, so got past one person, which was Lawrence.
So Lawrence, with that last second pass from I think it was Tom, is now only 1 point ahead of second place Christian. He's on 33 and Christian is on 32. So that point he lost at the edge by a thousandth of a second. If he loses the championship by 1 point or nothing on countback, then he will have a look at that. We'll be saying, I lost the championship by a thousandth of a second, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure things have been lost at closer distances. Scott Goodyear's Indy 500, and he started from last as well, 1992, won by, I think it was Al Unser Jr. Yeah, Al Unser Jr., which was incredible. Yeah.
We'll do it again next week then, on Monday.
Anyway, I hope to see you next week. Remember to use the code PSGL at GT Omega for 5% off your purchase. The best place to get your sim racing stuff and cool other things like mouse mats. Make me do mouse mats. Keyboard mats, definitely do something like that. But that will do it for this week. My word, what a battle that was to the bitter end. Christian with a couple of Hamilton-esque double overtakes. The man of the hour goes up to second in the championship for his second win of the season. And my word, what a season we're going to be into. 5 races to go. The next race is Austria, the Red Bull Ring. I hope to see you then. But until then, I've been Attacker Logan, he's been Indigo, and we wish you a very good night. See you next week, same time, same place, in the Styrian